Now then, hello folks and welcome back to my video gaming channel RetroGamerDiaries. Today we're talking about the Nintendo Game Boy Advance game Sonic Advance. Sonic Advance is a 2001 platform game developed by Dimps for the Game Boy Advance. It was the first Sonic the Hedgehog game released on a Nintendo console, with Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on the GameCube, and was produced in line with the series' 10th anniversary. Who would have thought it, eh? Sonic on a Nintendo system. Phew. Since its debut in 1989, Sega's Sonic the Hedgehog series has seen some of the finest monuments of 2D platforming ever produced. However, as games shifted their emphasis to polygonal graphics and 3D gameplay, it began to appear that Sonic's 2D days were behind him. But while 2D may be disappearing on home consoles, sprites stayed alive and well in the portable market thanks to Nintendo's Game Boy Advance, a sprite powerhouse that at the time quickly became the new home of 2D gaming. Thanks to the 2D renaissance brought about by the capable little system, Sonic was able to put on his best sprites for another spin dash down the 2D highway in Sonic Advance. Sonic's latest adventure finds him heading up a cast of 4 characters. In addition to the speedy blue one, you'll find the usual suspects from the Sonic series: Miles Tails Prower, Knuckles the Echidna, and Amy Rose. The game's story finds everyone racing to collect the Chaos Emeralds and stop Dr. Robotnik's latest evil plan. This time, you'll tear through 7 zones, each of which is split up into 2 acts, and you'll face the standard assortment of enemies along the way. Skilled players who manage to collect the Chaos Emeralds during the game's bonus stages, which are assessed via special springboards hidden in each act, will be able to access a final level that offers a rewarding and challenging boss fight. Okay, here's the first zone, a Green Hill Zone, the introductory zone of Sonic's first foray into the world of Nintendo handhelds. Based off the first zone of the first game in the series, loop-de-loops and checkered hills are customary here. Veteran Sonic fans should be right at home with Sonic Advance's gameplay, which stays true to the gameplay of Sonic's classic 16-bit games. You'll guide one of the 4 playable characters through each zone, collecting rings, avoiding hazards and dispatching enemies. Your experience in each level will vary slightly depending on which character you choose to play as. While the various acts are the same, the level of difficulty each act offers will be higher or lower depending on the unique abilities of your selected character. For example, being able to fly for short distances as Tails or Knuckles definitely makes some of the precision jumping you'll be forced to do when playing as Sonic or Amy less of a concern. On the other hand, Sonic's momentary invincibility during a jump and the wide arc of attack provided by Amy's hammer offers some advantages when facing some of the other obstacles you'll encounter in the game. However, for me, I just picked Sonic. As you can see, I'm currently playing through the bonus stage at the moment. This boss fight should be no trouble at all. Just make sure you stay close to Eggman so as to stay out of the range of his weapon. Attack him repeatedly until his latest contraption combusts, usually after about 8 hits. Now free the animals and move on to the next stage. Very good. Okay, now let's have a glimpse at all the other zones. You're now out of the sunny skies and we're now into the dark secret base. It appears to be another one of Eggman's factories. Get through the strange new obstacles to escape and continue the chase after Eggman. Now we're out of the secret base and now we're into the casino paradise. Despite its name, it doesn't have much to do with the slot machines as Sonic the Hedgehog 2's Casino Night did. It resembles more the Sonic the Hedgehog 3's Carnival Night instead. Let's have a little glimpse at that then, yeah? We are now arriving at Ice Mountain, a snowy wonderland where some of Eggman's coldest badniks roam. If you happen to land yourself in icy water, find the bubbles before you run out of air. I hate these levels of Sonic that have these air bubbles. Sonic's meant to be fast. It's not meant to be this slow-paced thing looking for bubbles. Welcome to Angel Island, home of Knuckles and the Master Emerald. It seems that Eggman can't get enough of this place. He has once again come to wreak havoc on what was once a peaceful island. Get rid of the badniks here and Eggman along with them. The next zone is comprised of two parts, each with one act. You start off by entering Eggman's base with Egg Rocket. You're finally closing in on Eggman and with only one more Chaos Emerald to go. It seems that Eggman hasn't learned from his mistakes. The first boss is exactly the same as the first boss of Sonic the Hedgehog. So let's look at this boss and then the next boss. Now you'll be thinking that's where the game ends, there'll be no more levels to play, but that's where you're wrong. If you happen to be playing as Sonic the entire time after having beaten the game using all 4 playable characters of course, and managed to collect all 7 Chaos Emeralds, then you're in for a treat. While X-Zone would have been the final act otherwise, you'll now be faced with a secret boss battle which leads to a good ending. You'll take control of Super Sonic as he flies through space, ready to take down Eggman once and for all. As always, Sonic's ring supply is slowly depleted while in super form. Defeat the new mech quickly by dashing into its weak spot, the head. The robot will use its arms commonly here, whether to swipe at Flying Hedgehog or guard its weak spot, even without a steady ring count. Doing so shouldn't be too much of a challenge. Beat him in the time limit with 8 hits for the grand prize. Sonic Advance received positive reviews for its graphics, character animations and faithfulness to the original Genesis game, but was criticised for its short length and special stages. It was a major commercial success, selling 1.2 million copies in the United States, and is among the GBA's best-selling games. The game was also followed up by 2 sequels on the Game Boy Advance, Sonic Advance 2 and Sonic Advance 3. We might review them later on. So what did I think of this game, playing it after 22 years of its launch? Sonic Advance still looks and sounds very good, offering nicely detailed levels and retro tunes. Sonic and the gang's character sprites are all modelled after their current incarnations in the Sonic Adventures series for the Dreamcast and GameCube. Their various moves are all well animated and very well done, as are those of their enemies. Their various idle animations are well done and faithful to what the fans have come to expect from a Sonic game. The music in the game is an equally comfortable fit, featuring tunes that stay true to the catchy spirit of the music found in previous Sonic games, as well as the familiar themes for when you've picked up an invincibility power-up and when you're running low on air while underwater. The game also makes use of familiar Sonic sound effects, including the sound of rings scattering when you're hit, and Sonic's spin dash. In addition to the single player game, Sonic Advance will offer players a few other mods to play around with, one of which makes good use of the GBA's connectivity to the GameCube. You'll find a versus mode that will let you compete against friends via the GBA link cable, a time attack mode that challenges you beat a level's existing speed record, and the tiny Kale Garden. While the other modes are fairly standard for Sonic games these days, the Kale Garden is something new. Using the GBA to GameCube link cable, you'll be able to download and upload Kale between the GC and the GBA. The new feature allows you to interact with your Kale via your GBA, much like the Kale Adventure minigames Dreamcast owners could download to their VMUs. It's a cool feature and one that allows you to carefully monitor your Kale's evolution. But in spite of solid graphics, sound and gameplay, there are a few things that keep Sonic Advance from offering the level of polish that would put the game on par with the best games in the Sonic series. You'll find yourself the victim of more than a few cheap shots from off-screen enemies and hazards such as spikes that shoot out from the ground. The game's quasi 3D bonus rounds, which have you falling down a tube collecting a certain amount of rings in order to earn a Chaos Emerald, sometimes make it difficult to determine when you're lined up with the rings or out of the path of the obstacles. I found that very similar to the bonus stage in Sonic the Hedgehog 2, although I liked it, the obstacles were very difficult to avoid. You'll also not find it easy to just barrel through a stage by curling into a ball and ploughing through it at high speed. After getting nailed a few times while trying to blaze through a level Sonic style, you'll probably end up playing more cautiously. So while it lacks some polish, Sonic Advance is still a strong entry in the GB library. Its connectivity to the GameCube and retro gameplay definitely make it a game that Sonic fans and GC owners can appreciate. Therefore, for me, I'm going to rate this game 8 out of 10 stars. While the game is slightly flawed due to some imbalances in its gameplay, it's ultimately a satisfying experience thanks to a mix of classic Sonic 2D gameplay, a familiar cast of characters and new technology at that time. Well, there you go folks. That was my short review of Sonic Advance and the Game Boy Advance. If you liked this video, then please press the like button. You can also leave a comment. I'll certainly try get back to you. However, it would be great if you would subscribe to my channel and join my gang. See you later guys. Till the next video. Bye bye.